All right, all right. Welcome into the First Line, episode 2. Kanye on your guys' right, Dragon on your guys' left, although directions are inverted for us. So to start us off, we're just going to dive right in. Game recaps since our last episode, and we'll go ahead and start off with the Lumberjacks versus the Spirit. The Lumberjacks winning 4-1. Kanye, what's your thoughts?
I mean, pretty one-sided game. I thought it was gonna be a little bit better of a game, but I wasn't really that hype about the Lumberjacks until now. I think they're a pretty good team. I think Spines is putting in a reckoning for MVP, but I mean his teammate Zebra Orange, not too impressed with him right now. I think he hit the post like 7 times that game. If he can get a shot on, this team will be dominant. If he stays off all season, though, I don't think Spine's greatness is going to mean anything. And also that goaltending, you have uh, Packers and Cassian. I mean, I think Packers is a little better with playing the puck and all that. So, I mean, it's really what this team decides to do. I mean, Zebra Orange needs to lock in. That goaltending situation needs to get solved, and if they can, I guess they can be looking at a cup right now.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I'll go ahead and go next here and just sort of continue on to what you were saying. But yeah, I like Packers as their starting goaltender. I think he's way better than their other option in Cassian. I think he's massively overrated by some people, especially his own teammates. But anyway, I haven't been impressed with Zebra this season either. He hasn't been great. He's hit the post a lot, looking like season 8 Adam out there. Spines, he's pretty much the anchor of this team. He's the best part of it for sure. He's carrying their offense. Uh, is like I believe second or third in goals right now. So he's been putting up great stats. I like him, but in my opinion, one-sided game. The Spirit kind of a mess that game, and we'll come back to them here in a little bit. So Dragon, what do you have?
Yeah, so the only thing I gotta say is I thought it was gonna be a lot closer. I thought Cam was gonna play a lot better, and I thought the Lumberjacks weren't gonna win by 3. Thought it was gonna be a 1 or 2 goal game.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. All right, so I guess we'll just move on to the next game. This is the Ramparts versus the Trojans, with the Trojans winning 2-1. And Kanye, it's your team. So what do you got?
Man, this game was a mess. I mean, a reffing massacre. You thought someone got like fucking shot on the ice. It took so long. I mean, a lot of pauses, a lot of pens, kind of a chippy game. Our goalies were kind of lagging out. I had to play in net at one point. I mean, despite it being 2-1, it was not that close. It really wasn't that close. The only goal they scored was like with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left with me in net. I just didn't play it, and yeah, I mean, it was a pretty one-sided game. We had like Kiwi, Big Chicken, Jeff, me out there, so we were going through skaters, and I think if we just have everybody at their right position, this game could have ended like 4-0. But pretty good game. Definitely like a uh very rewarding win, and you felt good after you got the game done. But man, I am not a fan of this Trojans team. They are not very good.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. It was a good game for the Ramparts. Obviously, continuing to stack up points. They have yet to have a game where they have not gotten a point. Um, so they've been great so far. Trojans, I can't trust this team. Yes, Landon's been fine. Yes, Cyrus has been average. Chronix has been performing above average here and there. But for some reason, I just don't believe in this team. In my opinion, they're fourth, if not the fifth best team in that stacked Eastern Conference, and this kind of shows it. Yes, they got a goal, but it was in garbage time late in the game. I just don't really trust this team's offense right now, or really their defense and goaltending for that matter. So it's a big win for the Ramparts. Could have looked a little bit better, but obviously lineup changes throughout the game really probably messed them up a ton.
May I add?
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like there's no real firepower. No one can fucking score on this team. Excuse my language, but like, I mean, Landon has not been really netting the puck as of late. No offense, he's not been scoring like we've seen top 3 skater Landon. And if you want to put Cyrus at your second scoring option, maybe first scoring option, that's not really reliable. I did that with him last season in the cup playoff run. Like, really depended on him to have some quality shots, and just every time, like I even said, just get on the post. Maybe I can rebound it. I mean, it went far from that, and I don't think this team's going to do very well. And sad part is, Chronix, who is actually playing like one of the best players on that team, might be the one ending up getting the flat end of the stick here, getting traded, even though it's not really his fault. So definitely a interesting situation here.
Agreed. Dragon, what do you have to say on this? Anything to add?
Yeah, I agree with what Kanye said at the very beginning, how it was a very one-sided game. The Remparts were destroying. If they had Floods and McChicken and Kanye out playing forward, I think it would have been a way different game. Uh, the reffing was definitely off. And yeah, I just don't think the Trojans right now have the ability to put the puck in the back of the net. I think Chronix is really kind of carrying that for their team. Cyrus is playing good goaltending as of right now, but yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't really believe in the Trojans right now, but we'll see for them in their upcoming games. Next up, Spirit versus Moose. Kanye, if you want to go first, you can. I do have quite a bit to say on this game, though.
I mean, it's the Moose. This is free for everyone. It's free W's. A team who's pretty much tanking right now, looking to get a good pick next season, which doing really pretty good job at right now. I mean, Optic finally getting a goal, a rewarding one. Not really. He's been awful this season. The goal wasn't a good one. This team really needs to get back on track. Chef Curry has been carrying, and really, Optic has not been providing for the team. And I mean, that 5-star role right there is just looking like an absolute joke. I mean, can you even consider him as a 3-star? I mean, damn. But Cam showing he can really score, man. He can really score, and he's gonna end up in like probably the top 3 goal scorers at the end of the season. You know, he's been having these good games on bad teams, but it seems like it's 50-50 with the good teams. I mean, he really gave the Sharks a run for their money the other night, but eventually it got really out of hand. I mean, they were winning 3-2 at one point with the Cam hat trick. So, yeah, I mean, say what you want. The Spirit team's not looking bad, but they're not looking great. So they need to get something figured out and win the big games.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So what I got to say on this, it's a good game for the Spirit. The Moose, like you said, kind of doing a great job at trying to go after that pick. But the funny thing to me is the Moose are currently holding a playoff spot right now, being third in the Western Conference ahead of the Baylor Badgers and the Los Angeles Crusaders, holding that third seed in that conference, which is a joke. I don't think they'll hold that. I think one of the teams will finally decide to have a shred of competence and get ahead of them. But Optic finally gets on the score sheet for like the first time this season. He's been terrible so far. I don't know. Good game for the Spirit though. Cam looked great again. He's doing great goal scoring wise right now though. But in my opinion, I don't really trust this Spirit team either. And for one reason specifically, I don't trust their options in net. Sports for Life, in my opinion, is not an ideal starting goaltender. He's a fine backup. He's a fine fringe starter, but he is not who I would trust long term in between the pipes. And this sort of proves it. I mean, it was sort of a garbage time goal for the Moose, but I don't know. Still, it's a weak goal to let up. As someone who is there, it's a bad goal to let up. So I don't really trust this Spirit team. But a good win for them nonetheless. So Dragon, if you have anything you want to add on.
Yeah, pretty much that the game went exactly how I thought it would. Uh, Cam showed up when he needed to show up. Optic just playing horrible, not playing like he should have the whole season. Uh, let me look at the score. 5-1. Yeah, there's nothing else I really gotta say. But
I
yeah,
mean, like, you throw out a team like Cam at starting skater, and then I think you put Sports in net because I think he's maybe not reliable, but he's probably the best you have, and he's honestly not a bad goalie compared to everybody else in the West. But I think if you have the rotation of Rock and Kiwi at defender, I think it's actually a pretty good squad there, and it goes pretty deep if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pause.
All right. Next game, Carolina Nighthawks versus the Atlanta Stars. Gotta say, kind of an expected result, but not by as much as I was hoping for, or not hoping for, but thinking it was gonna be. So, Kanye, what you got?
Oh, geez. Yeah, Adam blows, man. This I roasted him on stream already, but like, God, he had 3 one-on-ones with the goalie, and it just blew him. Like, just not even like I don't even know. He just misplayed the puck, and God, he has not been good, and he's looking like season 8 Adam, whatever that means. I don't remember Adam in season 8, but
That's exactly why.
I am. He is awful. I think Dragon is doing his job. I think he's doing the most he can probably do. That is a very good Stars defense. Um, I mean, with the Stars though, right now, there's no offense in that team. Whether you put Unlucky, Nathan, Team, I mean, there's nothing that can solve the problem. It's like Patriots actually playing good pucks and through passes, and it's just like they seem like they don't connect. I don't think the skaters are playing them right. I don't think the message is getting on right. I don't think the comms are great in that call, mentioning that Nathan the God doesn't really talk much. I know it by experience on the Schooners, but I think Patriot, Nathan, and Timu just don't really mix well. A lot of different personalities there. So yeah, I kind of expected one here, but as we will see later in this segment, Atlanta Stars will kind of fall apart. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, agreed. I gotta say, for the Nighthawks, I feel like they could have and probably should have won by a little bit more, but a win's a win at the end of the day. And they're still getting quality goaltending from Badger. He's looked great so far this season. Adam got that one goal at the very end of the game on an empty net, and it was a 2-on-0. So if he didn't score that, then I don't even know. But it still blew like 3 breakaways, like you said. Didn't look great to say the least. Dragon's doing his job, playing good defense, and playing some of the best offense I think we've ever seen in his career. So I like this Nighthawks team, but Adam needs to pull it together here because his teammates are pulling all the weight right now. And for the Stars, I don't even know. I mean, they're just like I said last week. I don't trust their offense, and that's proved. They have like I believe 4 goals in 5 games.
And
I believe
it's
that's
not
their
like
current stat line.
there's not like a trade they could do. They're like their team is
Exactly.
like stuck there. I think
Un-
like Patriot and Nathan are agreed to. I think it works. Nathan needs to learn how to play the puck more. I think he's all over the ice. I think he's playing too wide, different positions. I just think it's too much for it to process. And there's such a gap, man. Timu has way more, triple the goals Nathan has this season, but just not showing up, man.
mm-hmm.
It's really bad.
So, Dragon, what's your take? It's your team, so I'm interested to hear what you got to say about this.
Yeah, so we came up with a win. I was definitely expecting a little more, but like you said, a win's a win, so it's all right. One thing that I found good about the Stars was Patriot. I had like 4 good shots on net that would have definitely gone in if he wasn't there, and he was making great saves, making great plays. But it was pretty much all him. Timu, obviously lagging out in the first period, a little bit of the second period. We took advantage of that on one of the goals. And Nathan just not playing like he should be. Going fourth, I think fourth overall in the draft. He's right now I don't even know if I'd say he's a top 10 player right now. He should be playing better defense, especially trying to help out Patriot.
Mm.
I mean, it's only if they pick spines.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, that's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Yeah, I don't know. This team, I don't know. God, I don't know with them right now. Anyway, next game. We'll go ahead and go to the Heritage
Oh God.
Classic. The San Francisco Sharks versus the Los Angeles Crusaders. Kanye, what are your thoughts on this interesting game?
I don't even know, bro. I thought a Hyper Sage Masterclass was coming, Legacy game, whatever you want to call it, but that didn't really happen. Uh, yeah, Ivy kind of just inserted his name in the MVP race real quick, with a nice 14-0 W. But I mean, it kind of just shows good things to come for the Sharks. They've been able to score goals very well. 7-3 against the Spirit, 14-0 against the Crusaders. I mean, hell, you can say they're bad teams, but like we see teams in this league like beat sorry ass teams 3-0. I mean,
Take the
it's
Stars
good to
versus
see him.
teams.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. But like, I mean, it's just good to see them netting pucks, and yeah, I mean, good things to come. Nothing really else to say about this game other than Crusaders are trash.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's a big blowout. Obviously, it's my team. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I thought it was a great game. I wasn't really expecting much more. Yeah, I don't know. Crusaders just don't have a very good team. I don't know what else to say. And Ivy in his debut certainly wasn't disappointing, popping triple hat trick, 11 goals, plus tacking on an assist as well. Yeah, very interesting game. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Crusaders do not look very good. So,
Uh,
Dragon, what, you were the ref for
okay.
this.
I got the second Ivy scored that first goal, I called a 15-0 game. I said this game's gonna be over so fast. It'll be 15-0, 20-0. Um, Ivy in his debut, put up 11 goals, but yeah, Nathaniel should not own again, and the Crusaders suck. That's all I gotta say.
Hmm. Valid takes for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Just I don't even know what to say about it if I'm being honest. Um, Next game here. Let me pull up my thing again. All right. So this is the Quebec Remparts versus the Atlanta
Yeah,
Stars.
I,
It
I,
was
I
two
want
nothing.
I want to hear what you guys have to say first.
Okay. Big thing for me. It was 2-0. Up 2-0 after the first, I believe. Yeah, correct. After the first, up 2-0, they looked great for like their best offensive period of the whole season. I thought, holy shit, they might come away with a win here. They look great right now. Well, they didn't look great for the rest of the game. They then conceded 4 straight times, 3 of which by McChicken, 1 of which by Kanye at the end of the game on an empty net. Nathan contributing 2 goals, but again, it's in vain. And I don't usually like to, put it on specific players, but I feel like in this game, a lot of the blame has to fall on Unlucky for just playing terrible defense, and obviously on that one goal, for Patriot, he just messed up on, essentially own goaling it, and that was I believe, to take the lead 3-2 for the Rampart. So I don't know, just you got to be clutch, if you want to be good, and you got to play good defense and kind of help bail out your goaltender in that situation.
All right, I guess I go. Man, McChicken. I'll say my ass there. I was kind of frauding. Chicken just came out of nowhere. I've never seen McChicken play remotely close to this. I was just kind of hoping McChicken this season to be that guy. Give me a goal or two every couple of games. But like, man, this is crazy. Get a hat trick, assist too on top of it. I mean, McChicken was great this game, just making the right deflections on the puck to you know, elude Patriot into making the wrong play, and he definitely had some interesting goals. A lot of rebounds, but like there's some good goals. There's a goal of the year candidate in my opinion, the one where he tipped it off my stick from like just I don't know, fucking just looked at it and hit it, but I don't know. Yeah, the Stars. Wow, this is bad. When you think they're gonna win up 2-0 at the end of the first, they end up coming away with not even a point. You're like, oh, did it go to overtime? No. Yeah. So yeah, this is a bad look for the Stars. You definitely want to walk away with a point at the worst, up 2-0 at end of first intermission. But I mean, I don't even know what the Stars can do anymore. They're kind of lost. I think Nathan really needs to like focus in. I think they all need to just talk or something and just get on the same page.
Mhm. It seems like they're very disorganized. They're, like you said, not on the same page, and it's costing them games here in a stacked Eastern Conference that they can't afford to be losing, if I'm being honest. So, Dragon, what do you have?
Yeah, absolute just domination from the Stars, and then the second period hit, and I can say from playing with Patriot all season last season, if he gets scored on once, you will most like we will like he will most likely lose the game. because his self-confidence is like a 2 out of 10, and he gets so down on himself for letting it in that the
He doesn't need
second that first Remparts goal went in, they just scored and scored and scored and scored and scored, and then won 4-2. And then Patriot left for a little bit.
He did
And,
return, but
he did return, yeah. And yeah,
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say.
I think there's a lot of different emotions on this team. I bet Nathan is
Oh
not
yeah.
too amused right now. Kind of coming into season defending his title, being top tier defender in the league, and Patriot, being goalie of the year last year, trying to be that again. And Patriot has been pretty damn good, but his team has just not been able to produce for him, which has led to his own mental issues, not really confidence, as Dragon said. He goes berserk after he loses just one game, maybe even conceding one goal. So this team needs to lock in. They need to get their mental state right if they're going to win any game.
yeah, big upcoming games for them as well, as their schedule doesn't really get much easier. But yeah, they need to get in the right headspace. They need to get on the same page with each other and understand what they need to do to start getting back in the win column. Which I think they can. I think it's possible. I don't know. The Trojans are kind of, slouching. They're getting on a bit of a cold streak. So if they're able to start racking up some wins here, then they might be able to snag that 4th spot in the East possibly. But I don't think they're good enough to contend with those top 3 teams in the Remparts, Lumberjacks, and Nighthawks. So yeah, I don't know. Just gotta get on the same page. That's the big thing for the Stars, I feel like, right now.
Yeah, and the Trojan and the Stars play each other week 9, which is going to be interesting. That could be a game of the
That
year
could be a
because
big
that,
game.
that could mean a lot. That could
Uh-huh.
mean a lot in terms of the playoff spot and turning their seasons around, because that win can give them quite the confidence. But y'all down to move on to the next game?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we got the Spirit and the Sharks here. I guess I just go first. I mean, I really thought this was going to be a good game going into it, which it ended up being at one point. Spirit were up 3-2 at one point and playing some pretty good
And
hockey,
2-1.
and then kind of just slipped out of hand. Rock did not make any good saves. Let 2 goals in a row, probably in the span of 2 minutes. And God, man, he does not know how to play net. Definitely, maybe if they had sports, they could have kept it that way, and maybe it couldn't have been a win for them, or maybe not as bad as a loss. But Rock and net is not the answer. And I think Cam played his ass off that game too, which it's unfortunate to see a loss there. But and Kiwi too. I mean, they're a good skater partnership. I don't think they're gonna win anything like in the playoffs, but I think they're good enough to get there.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like they could probably make it to the second round, but I feel like that's about where the end of the line is for them. Like, they're a fine team. There's nothing particularly wrong with them. But they're just nothing great. There's nothing there fantastic that just wows you.
I would agree.
I mean, Cam's been great so far, but still, I don't think he's quite enough to single-handedly guide his team past like a good opponent. Take one of the better East or the Sharks teams. I don't know if I have them winning those games just because I don't really trust their issues on the back end or in net, or really not necessarily issues, but inconsistencies for sure. So, Dragon, if you have
Agreed.
anything you wanna,
So I was ref in that game, and I thought Sharks were gonna win, like definitely, but when Cam just brought them up 3-2, I thought Spirit was gonna come out with a win by at least 3 goals. And then
Ooh.
when Ivy scored those two back-to-back goals, um, Cam just started puck chasing, and then Kiwi's defense just wasn't as on point as it was for the first half of the game. And yeah, Rockwat just one of the worst goaltending I've seen all season. And yeah, no, Ivy coming out with a double hat trick, just harder to just scoring.
yeah, agreed. So I think that's all I got. If you guys want to move on to the next bit of the show, which is going to be our updated power rankings.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. If either one of you want to go first, then you may. Floor is yours.
I go. Okay. So starting off at the 10th spot, I think it's obvious for most people, but in my opinion, it's the Crusaders. Don't like this team right now. Obviously, after that 14-0 loss, God, they deserve to get relegated to hell or something. I mean, they are just awful. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the tanking for picks either. I don't think there's much value in there for you. And yeah, this team's bad. 14-0 does not look good. So nothing much to say about this team. Very bad. Hyper Sage, a good piece, but not enough. I don't think he's ever going to be, crazy good. But at 9, I have the might be controversial, but I have the Moose. I think they're good. I think they're or not good. Well, not good. I don't think they're good. I think they're bad, but they're solid enough to stay competitive in the West because the West, other than the Sharks, is pretty bad. And I like Chef. I think Chef has been having a reason to be on a team every year type season because people were never big fans of him. People never signed him. People thought he was always trash, but he's been put up quite a season for this team and has kind of been like, the setting stone of this team and kind of been leading them to victory at times. But Optic, I mean, if he can get back to Optic, we know up at 7, where the Spirit or like teams like the Spirit currently sit. I mean, this team could become good, and if they start to develop Beyblade, that could be another story too. So, yeah, 9 for now. But the reason why I put Baylor at 8, I mean, if you're going off the general lineup of Spray, Abstract, who's net for Negi, I guess.
And Negi.
Yeah, against Optic, Chef, and Beyblade. I mean, that can really go either way, but I do have the Baylor Badgers in it. I think they would win like 1-0. I think Baylor just has a lot more solid pieces right now that haven't been playing but are there. Like Penley, Abstract, Spray, JoJo, Negi. I mean, those are all solid players. All players that fall into top 40 category. But right now, I mean, they just haven't been playing together. Haven't got a chance to really show that full trio work together. And I mean, I think they would stay at the 8th spot. But yeah, that's why I have them at 8.
Yeah.
At 7, wow, they're taking quite a tumble, and Husky really called this one our last episode. At number 7, I'm going with the Atlanta Stars, which Husky called an episode ago, 6 days ago, before those 2 games happened. The Atlanta Stars, man, where did I start? I mean, 2-0 loss against the Nighthawks, which wasn't really, even though it was only 2-0, wasn't really pretty from the Stars. I mean, Patriot standing on his head in net. Patriot has been crazy this season, in my opinion. Could be goaltender of the year if it actually meant something. But yeah, he's been very good. Team in front of him has been playing awful, blowing a 2-0 lead. And I wouldn't blame that on Patriot. I just think there's not much soil for Patriot to work with. Like, I feel like once one goes in, they're gonna start raining because if one person's discouraged on that team, the whole team will fall apart because really there's just it's gaps. I swear there's gaps in the team and they just don't click at all. I think this team has zero chemistry. Chemistry. And that's why I put them at 7, and I think they're going to stay about 7 the whole year unless they beat the Trojans in week 9. I could see them like 6 maybe, but at number 6, we're going to go Spirit. I like this team. They're getting one higher on my personal ranking every week, but I think it's going to be like that all weekend. I think they're just going to trot around that 5 to 6 area. I don't think they're good enough. They haven't been getting impressive wins. They kind of just been staying in games, and sometimes that's enough to be on this high. But Cam, a player I really like, if they can really start building around him and playing around him and making him like the star player, the point guard of the team, I think they can really make something special here. I mean, Sports, a player who was on the best goalie tandem last year behind Patriot, a player who filled in when Patriot wasn't there and did his job, got shutouts. I mean, Sports for Life is no bomb. I think people are sugarcoating that he is like good or something. I think he's a good player, but they really need to find a player at that defensive position that can really just click with them. Kiwi, who knows if he's that guy? But yeah, I like this team at 6, and at 5, I'm gonna put the Sharks. I mean, obviously, 14-0 against Crusaders, 7-3 against Spirit. Ivy is him. Ivy has just been scoring like crazy. I don't even know how many goals, like 17 goals, pretty sure, for Ivy in 2 games.
20.
MVP.
Or wait, no,
20.
not 20.
Damn.
No, not 20.
Nah,
Oh,
he
no, no,
got
no, never mind,
11.
never mind, never mind, never mind.
Yeah, you're wrong. I mean, this team's good. I think they're gonna get higher. They could be at like 3 at the end of the season, but this team's good. They just need to get everybody on, like Nick, Ivy, and Husky, and they can work some wonders. But I think once just Ivy and Husky with Zaz and Net, I think it's still gonna work. I think they're gonna still be a good team. And honestly, Nick hasn't been great for them either. I mean, you can say Zaz could be the better guy moving forward because he's going to be more active. He's going to be more willing to get better. I mean, more committed to the team. So, I mean, either way, it's a good team. Number 4. Oh God, I don't know why the fuck I put this team so high. All right, I'm going with Trojans because I have to now. Seems god awful. Now Landon's not here. They're bomb fuck awful. Landon can't score for shit. He hits the post 10 times a game. Cyrus is awful. Most overrated player in the league. Chronix, funny enough, he's the one that people were saying to trade, even though he's doing the best right now. Yeah, this team can't score. I think the Atlanta Stars beat them week 9 too, which I don't know why I keep highlighting this game, because I just think they're both in the same situation right now. Not really clicking, not really scoring. And when they get down, it seems like they're just 6 feet under. It seems like they're just not there anymore. So, yeah, they're going at 4 for me for now. Next week, that will be a lot different. But at number 3... Man, this hurts, man. This top 3 is so strong, but I'm going to go with the Quebec Remparts, my own team. I don't want to show too much bias. I think we deserve that top 3. But after kind of a shaky week from us against... we cleaned up the Trojans. That was fine. Going down 2-0 against the Atlanta Stars is not a good thing, because if we were 2-0 down against any other team, we would be losing that game. Because, man, the Atlanta Stars are not competent. So I'm going to put ourselves at 3. I didn't think we had the best week, even though we took away 2 wins in regulation. This might be controversial, but at 2 I'm going to go Nighthawks. I like the team. I really like Dragon. I think he's a great player to build around. But the other 2 I'm very questionable about. I think Adam is a fraud. I think that's confirmed. But I'm really like questioning Badger right now. I don't know if it's the team that he is in front of him. I don't know if he's just actually him. Like, I would like to see some real shots put on this guy, because I think we haven't really seen a real shot put on him yet. When he played against the Remparts, we didn't have Ploods, which really takes away our goalie passing abilities. I mean, it's Stars. So I would like to see Badger against some competition that is like valid, like a team like the Lumberjacks, a team with like Quebec with their real players. I mean, even a team like a Sharks. I mean, just anybody. I want to see this kid have some more reps, and I want to see what he's all about. But for now, I know Adam's a fraud. I know Dragon's very good, and Badger's going to be that player that's going to be questionable all year. And at 1, finally, enough of me talking. We're going with the Lumberjacks. Once again, said it last week. This week, I don't even think this team deserves 1. I don't know why I put him at 1. I just love Spines right now. I think he's pretty good. Definitely a really good goal scorer. Zebra, as much as I hate him, and he's not really a good player right now, I guess solid defensively and does his job, hasn't been scoring when he takes a ton of shots every game. I mean, if he can start scoring, I like this team. I mean, they're just solid. They're just built well. Good soil. They need a goalie though. They really need to find out goalie. And I think Packers is the answer, but Next week, week 6, Remparts versus Lumberjacks, Winter Classic. That's going to be a test
That's a
for both
great game.
teams. That is a crazy game. 2 top 3 teams, 2 top 2 teams, whatever you want to call it, going against each other. That's all I got to say.
In the outdoors as well. That should be fun. All right, I'll go ahead and go next here. For my power rankings, I'm gonna make them pretty quick. I don't want to go too in depth on them. But number 10, I'm gonna go the same route as Kanye here with the Crusaders. I mean, they're just horrible. They're bad. Like 14 goals in one game. That's a horrible look, and they don't exactly seem to be getting much better. They got a forfeit loss to the Moose as well. You can't even show up to play the team you may have a chance at beating. So I don't know. They're terrible all around. I don't like them. They're horrible on paper. They're horrible on the ice. And it's roster switch up every game. They've never had the exact same starters for 2 games. It seems like. Number 9, I'm gonna change things up here a little bit. A bit of a hot take. I'm gonna take the Badgers at number 9 because I feel like they're good players. They could be higher, but their good players aren't really showing. On paper, I like this team more, but they're not really showing up. So for me, I don't think they're worse than the Moose, and that's who I'm gonna have up next at number 8. I feel like they're just a little bit better. Curry, I feel like Optic, when they both show up, the team is sort of competitive a little bit. Goaltending, I don't really like it because it's either Beyblade or Kabufi, and while Kabufi is not the absolute worst option in net, he hasn't been coaching up his young goalie in Beyblade, which in my opinion is a mistake. You got to train up your young goalie no matter how bad you are. At least show him the basics of how to play, in my opinion. Number 7, I'm gonna go the same route as Kanye here with this pick though, and the Stars. Good God, I literally called it last week, and it literally happened. Not only do you lose to a Nighthawks team who could have easily beaten you by more if they could just hit the net, you blew a 2-0 lead to the Remparts after controlling the entire first period and got scored on 3 times by McChicken. And then your owner left the server for about an hour after the game because of it. And like we were discussing earlier, they're not in the correct mental state. They don't have any chemistry going. It's just a rough time in Atlanta right now. Let's see. Number 6, I am going to take the Spirit. They're fine. But kind of like I said earlier, there's just nothing on this team that wows me. They're fine everywhere. Like there's nothing glaringly bad about this team, but there's nothing crazy like amazing top 3 in the league type stuff, except for maybe their forward. I don't know. Cam's up there, but still, I just don't really trust this team right now. And speaking of another team I don't trust at 6, it's gonna be the Trojans. I literally what is there to say? I don't like their defense and goaltending at all. Cyrus and Chronix is not the answer really. Chronix could be, but I feel like he's better in more of a rotational role. Or yeah, sorry, 5. My apologies. Thank you for that, you stupid green man. All right, anyway. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing amazing about this team. I don't know. Landon's been fine, but he hasn't been producing like season 8 MVP form. So I just don't really like this team a ton right now. At 4, I'm gonna take the Sharks. I know they have not beat any amazing teams yet, but 21 goals in 2 games kind of speaks for itself. I feel like. The offense is high flying after not getting any offense to start off the year. And Landon, I don't know why you're talking. You smell. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this team deserves to be 4 with the amount of goals that they're scoring lately. Shish. Number 3. Okay, you guys might think I'm really fucking stupid for this one, but you know what? Fuck you, Zebra Orange. I'm taking the Lumberjacks at 3.
No, I agree
I
with that.
don't. I don't like the
Damn.
goaltending here.
Yeah, I don't either.
Packers is fine, but I don't like Cassian at all, one bit. He's one of the worst goalies in the league. Zebra Orange, he's Zebra Orange. He's there. He doesn't fucking do
mid.
anything. But and Spines just has to carry this team in my opinion, in the playoffs. I could see this team choking in possibly round 1, maybe round 2. Number 2, I'm going to take the Remparts. I think they're better on paper than the Lumberjacks. I like McChicken. He had a legacy game the other day against the Stars, popping 3 goals. Their goaltending worries me a little bit. I'm not entirely sold on RJ and Jeff as the tandem if Blood doesn't show, which he hasn't been so far. But I do like this team better on paper than the Lumberjacks, and they've been performing very well lately. So that's why they're at my 2. And at my 1, the Nighthawks, I'm still a little bit scared about their defense and goaltending, but I really like their offense right now. Badger has been playing good, even though I still have my questions about him. Adam just needs to hit the net. He was doing a great job of that for a while, and then he forgot how to do it again. So I don't know. I still don't entirely trust the team, but they do deserve the 1 spot right now. Probably the best offense or one of the best offenses in the league, so they deserve to be at the 1. So Dragon, if you would like to do your power rankings next, you may.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this real short because just so we can move on. I agree with pretty much all of Husky's list. I'm just gonna change one team up, but 10 Crusaders, they suck. 9 Moose, they also suck. 8 Badgers, they also suck. I'm gonna say 7 Stars, they're playing way worse, as we've seen than thought they would. At 6, I'll say Spirit. Cam's good, but he doesn't have a good team with him. 5, I think, yeah, 5. I'm gonna say Trojans. 4 Sharks. Like Hussey said, 21 goals. Gotta move them up. 3 Lumberjacks. Zebras mid. Cassian Packers, they're mid. Spines is hard carrying. 2 Remparts. And I'm just saying that because it was a way closer game than it should have been against Trojans. And then I'm just going to keep my team at 1 just because we haven't lost yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so on to the 3rd and final main section of the episode today. We're going to do the tier list for every team in BMHL history. So Landon will share his screen. I'm not sure where Dragon went, but hopefully we'll get him back. All right, so we have all the team logos up on stream right now. So I guess for this, we'll all just agree on where a team will go. We're not just gonna do our own because that would take way too long. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with a bunch of the current teams actually.
Are we
So
doing logos?
yeah, or no,
oh.
just like team in total, like
Oh,
history and
Alright.
how good they were and shit.
I think we can all
D.
agree on the first one.
D.
For
D.
Crusaders.
Get them out of here. They're bad. They can't save a nosebleed right now. I just don't really like
I
this
would
team.
do the same with Baylor, right?
I'm
Or
gonna say-
actually, a team that
Actually,
stayed
I'd
around.
put the-
No. Hold on, everybody. Sorry for hogging the area here, but like, aren't they a franchise that's been around forever?
Well, no, they've had one extra season. They were around in season 10, but that was it. And they
Oh.
were okay, I guess. So I feel like they should go in D, but I could see an argument for C if either of you have that.
Me
No.
personally, I'm saying D. What do you say,
Yeah.
Dragon?
No, I say D.
We should make a delete this tier for a very specific group of teams.
To Stars. See, a lot of these newer teams are going to be D. I just think we haven't got a real taste of the season they had.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say Stars D as well. No, maybe
Yeah,
C. No, probably D actually, because they haven't done anything.
You add one by here. You see those arrows next to the setting button? Go to D and hit one down. Hit down. Yeah.
Yes. Whatever. It's okay. Probably because you already started it. All right. Anyway. Oh. Hang on.
Change the name of them. Just
Delete this. Because there is some that are terrible, to say the least. This shit. I like it.
Oh.
Whoa! Oh, he added another one on accident. What happened to... Oh, okay. And then just change that one to D. I guess. All right,
Alright.
so I guess we'll move those 3 up to D for now.
No,
Because
I think
obviously these aren't
Crusaders.
should
yeah,
go right back
Crusaders.
down.
Crusaders delete. All right, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Minnesota
Delete.
Moose, delete.
Delete. Yep, get them
Delete.
out of here. Ramparts.
I'm gonna say
Uh,
B.
B.
I'm gonna say B.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm okay.
I'm
with
gonna
B.
confirm though. They're gonna be
Anyone else
a team
doesn't.
that hangs around for a while though. I'm gonna keep them for a while.
I
So
think
keep 'em
C
B.
is possible, but I do think I agree with B.
I think they're
Just for
we're
now.
too
They're
good right now.
All
to
these
put
new teams,
Yeah, all these new
I
teams are
think,
gonna
should only
not make
cap
it
at
above
B
Yeah, I agree.
because they're too new.
All right.
So I'd
all
also say
right,
Nighthawks.
all right. That's enough of that. Stupid
All
production
right,
team.
Nighthawks.
I'd also say Nighthawks B.
Around for a
Yeah,
couple
I'm okay with it.
seasons. B. I like B.
Oh wait, they've been
Wait,
around
no,
for a
there's
few
two.
seasons, so
No,
no,
there's
I'd
two.
say A.
Well, hang on. No. There's 2 versions of the Nighthawks. There's that one, and then there's the orange one. If you look in that bottom right. So I
which
take
one
them
is the
at
one
B.
he has right now?
The red one. The orange
that-
one is the one
what's
where
the orange one?
he got
Oh,
absolutely
that one's
shit
going
on
in
in the
C,
first round last
but
year.
we'll get there.
Yeah, that one should go in C. I agree, but we'll get to that one later. Are we just gonna? Okay,
Nope.
hell. I guess we can add it now if we want. Doesn't matter.
Lumberjacks.
Oh.
C.
Okay. All right.
I say Lumberjacks. C.
Not the Giorno, bro.
I'd say I'd say Lumberjack C.
Husky, any last comments on
Or
Lumberjacks?
maybe B,
Uh,
because they're kind of keeping. No, I'd say B because
are we gonna put a Zebra Orange team at B?
No,
We're
C.
putting Spines,
That's fair. Spines does carry them up a bit.
but it doesn't matter. C or B.
Yeah, it's C or B. I don't feel
Have
like
you
it
seen their
matters much.
goaltending situation?
Sharks. I'd say C.
Sharks, I'm okay with a C for now.
Yeah, I'd say C. Spirit.
I think in the future they got potential.
C.
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 C or D.
All right.
I'm saying C. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a
no, I'll say
Rockwad
C.
team.
I'll
It's
say C.
Chicago.
Yeah.
What's this scene?
Speaking of a Rockwad team. Oh yeah, I like this.
Not great.
I'd say C is like average. Low-key.
Mid.
Oh, I guess B is average. High
Good.
standard.
And then
Great.
yeah,
and then
great.
just
And then
God tier.
super.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, I
that's
like
fair.
that.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know
Another
if this
Rockwad team up next in the Vikings. I low-key forgot about this team for a while, but this team was in season 5. They made it to the semifinals in that stacked season.
maybe mid.
Like mid.
Not great.
Yeah, they were only around for 1 season technically, so
So I'd say
I feel like
not
mid
great,
or not
then.
great.
Yeah.
They did have a good run in their 1 season, but again, it's only 1 season. Didn't show a ton, so yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Or maybe like above average.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's good.
There we go. That's good. All right, next team, the Voyagers. 1 season to their name, a championship appearance where they got pretty much smacked by the Earthquakes. But who didn't
So
get
I'd
smacked by the
say
Earthquakes
average.
in that year?
Yeah, I'd say average.
Earthquakes made everyone their bitch that year. So yeah, average makes sense. Machine, ew, just ew.
Terrible.
They had
terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
That was
Terrible
my
or
first season. They
delete
were awful.
Dude, they had such a good team at the start. Landon, Orange, and Daniel were winning a ton of games. Then traded away Orange and Landon. Good God! And then they got smacked like 14-0 in 3 games against the Shrimpies. Oh yeah, that's right. You just voided your contract. All right. Well, sort of.
What's
same
this
thing.
scene?
Pittsburgh Venom. They did make the finals, so I feel like an average is fine. Only 1 season for them though. That's the only thing. I wonder whose fault that was. I'm not talking about you. Anyway, Chicago Scouts, only 1 season to their team too. And they got smacked in the first round by the Schooners. With Nene and net and Axe or whoever the hell started for them. Honestly, they had a great regular season, but hot take, I'm putting them in terrible. Y'all can change it if you want, but
I would agree. There's not much history there. 1 year, fucking first round exit. I guess that's fair.
Central Connecticut Capitals. Ew, they had 1 season to their name, and they were a 2nd round exit. Or no, 1st round exit. Sorry, they got swept. So I feel like terrible is good enough for this team as well.
Yeah, same terms as Scouts.
Rebellion. Ooh, I don't remember this team off the top of my head. Let me go check at where they finished in the standings, and even if they made playoffs. They did, barely. Okay, well,
Terrible.
they wait. No, they won this series. They won. Okay, I remember. So they beat the Wolfpack, the one-seeded Wolfpack in that season, in the playoffs. So
mid.
I feel like mid's fair for them, but they did have that huge series win.
To be fair, Capufi has one victory in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. All right, Devils, one season to their name. In season 5, they made playoffs but didn't really do anything in them. So I'd feel like mid or terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah,
However,
that's fair.
one season first round exits have been pretty much terrible. So
Yeah, agreed. And we have another one of those up next with the St. Louis Blues. One season to their name as well as season 5. Yeah, right down there and terrible too. They were worse than the Devils too. Aces, great regular season, horrible postseason, swept by the Eagles in round 1 of season 8. All right,
If they
here,
had a
hot
great regular season, then I'd say they go mid or average. But it depends
I'd
like
put him.
how
I'd put him in
good.
terrible only because they were so bad in the playoffs. But y'all can decide.
I
And
wasn't.
also,
I don't even know what this team is.
starting to heat up here. We're gonna get some better ones coming here. I feel.
yeah. Hot take. Put the Scouts up to mid. I feel like they're not that bad to be in terrible. I feel like they had a good enough of a regular. They were better than
Yeah, I agree with
every one
that.
of those teams in terrible. So I feel like they should go up one. Ooh, the Chicago Young Americans. They did end up losing, but it wasn't by much, and it was again to the Earthquakes. So they had a good year, but terrible or mid. I feel like mid
Say
would be more
mid.
justified. Yeah.
Yeah.
Semi's appearance, you can't really blame them for getting like destroyed by the best team to pretty much ever touch the ice. Veterans, I'm feeling
Solid
terrible
team.
or delete. Low-key. I don't like. Well, okay, not delete,
The
but
logo
terrible.
is one of the worst ones ever.
I hate that
I think
logo.
the worst logo
Yeah. Probably the most
is
basic.
What did they do? They in season 8, they stayed
Lost
barely
to the
ahead of the
skin.
Shrooms
Wait.
to make playoffs, and then they got destroyed by the Crabs. But
I was on the
I
veterans
feel like
for 12 hours.
I feel like terrible is the right place for them to be. They just didn't do anything in playoffs. They couldn't score.
The
You know.
logo.
All right, the St. Louis Kingsmen, the first cup-winning team that we've encountered on this list. Let me go back.
their cup winning
Everyone see
team.
the
Got to
cup.
put them in average or above.
I would say great.
Let's go over the roster for this. Okay, so myself, Nick, JoJo, Q, Nathan, and Fast Draw.
I'd say great. If you won a cup out of the 11 seasons, you should say great.
I want to hold up. Let me.
I only see 3 super teams or 4 super teams in this whole thing.
Okay. Their record was 8-2 through the regular season. Yeah, I feel like great's a good place for them to be. Oranges, delete this. They have a great logo, but they fucking sucked.
I think this is the first super team.
Super team. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
dynasty. Just a dynasty.
I see only
How
3
many
other
finals
super teams coming up,
appearances
though.
in a row?
Like
I mean,
5?
6.
I'd
Six.
6 straight, and then missed the playoffs for the first time in season 7.
And they
So,
rebranded.
Yeah, a couple of rebrands in there too, but 3 finals appearances straight to start it off. I don't know. It's just a great team.
I have a hot take about this next team. I think you can put them at average just because they're one season story. They had a crazy run with
They
Adam
did.
and
Taking
Dragon to overtake the
Huge
Eagles,
underdogs.
which ended the Eagles pretty much. That basically ended the Eagles franchise and made them rebrand. So, yeah.
Wolfpack, honestly, it's just because the Wolfpack were around for so
Terrible.
long. I wouldn't put them at elite.
You
Like, they
can't delete
suck, but
it.
they were just around for so long, and, like, they weren't like, they did have that, like, President's Trophy, right?
They had 2 in a
2,
row
yeah,
and
so
lost.
exactly,
never did
so
anything
it would
that
have
time.
I'd say mid.
I'm
Like,
okay with
early
mid.
I can agree
Wolfpack
with mid.
early
I'm okay with
Wolfpack
mid, but
average, but late Wolfpack or delete.
I'm gonna go out there on a limb and say super team.
I wouldn't. I'd say great.
Wouldn't it?
okay. Interesting.
I'd say.
Uh,
Well, it's because that team and the Crabs, like, if they were one team, I'd say super team, but they were kinda split up.
Yeah, let's put this one in great.
So
I
I'd
agree.
say this team and the Crabs, great.
well,
Not
not
the
that
Why
one.
not
Not
say
that
the
one.
Crabs?
No,
Warriors.
not that one. Yeah, Warriors. I agree. And great. I mean, pretty goated cup run. I understand. Like, you know, it wasn't the best season in terms of competition wise. They kind of
Yeah,
smacked the shit
yeah.
out of their team in the finals. Their matchup in the
We
finals.
we
But
beat a pretty good team on the way to the cup,
yeah,
which was Landon, Optic. Who else was on it? Johnny,
yeah, Johnny, Kabufi,
Iris.
Cyrus.
Yeah,
That's a good team.
that
Loki.
is a
That's a
good team.
great. That's a huge series win for them. Um, but yeah, I absolutely agree with great. I don't think they're quite up in that super team tier, but they were great.
I'd
Spartans,
say mid or
average,
average.
mid or average. I
They
don't
were
They
think they'd be
did
no.
above
get
that.
Here's
that
why
finals
there's
run,
mid.
though,
No,
but
they're mid.
it's
They're
just one
mid.
season, so
It's
yeah.
they're mid. Here's why. Because we knew they were gonna make it to the finals. They had 3 5 stars and
Yeah.
still lost. It doesn't mean anything. They made a run. They're mid.
hmm
No, that's true, that's true.
They only have 3
Super
5
team.
stars.
Okay, yeah, this is a super team. It's obvious. They three-peated
Yeah.
in their first 3 seasons. All right, Landon, goofball. Okay, well, this team, these next 2, delete. Actually, these next 3, delete them all. None of these next 3 teams have won a game ever. 0-12, 0-6, and 0-10 respectively for them.
Was this
Yeah,
the Nighthawks with Zebra?
yeah. This was the Zebra
Mid.
Nighthawks.
Mid.
Yeah, mid. Perfect spot for them.
Really good regular season. Shit the
Okay,
bed in
and
first
then
round.
another team that did not win a game in their history. Yeah, delete it. That's.
Okay, I'd say average.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We got
I
a
agree
Average
with
President's
is
Trophy.
average. I agree with
We had a
I
average.
pretty
like
good run,
average.
but
And it's not like, let's not forget, it's not like they lost their series by like a wide margin. Like a lot of their games were 1
no,
or
it
2
was one
goal
game.
games.
It was like, yeah, they were all 1 or 2 goal games. I think it was game 7
San
or
Diego
game
Hellfire
6.
next. It's such an underrated team. I feel like no one's really ever talked about them. I mean, they were good and they put up a decent fight to their opponent. They just were outclassed by them. I feel like mid or average or terrible. Not average. My bad.
Alright, I agree, man.
Schooners. I mean, they
Great.
won a cup.
Okay. All I want to
Great
say
or
is
super team?
we started off 0-4.
Would this be a super team level or great
No,
level?
no, their
Okay, then
goaltending put them
great.
down from super team. I feel like great's
I
the
mean,
perfect
we
spot for
won the
them.
cup though
Yeah, great.
with
Well,
Axe
yeah,
and that.
yeah. That's why they're not a super team, though, in my opinion. Just that terrible goaltending.
Great.
Okay,
It
well, it
has to
doesn't
go
matter. We have
great.
a super team up next. The Crabs. Good God, this team is
That's a super
nuts.
team.
Yes, dude. They
Alright.
had Ivy. They had Ivy, Kanye,
Didn't the Warriors
Cyrus,
have that same
Jeff.
team too?
Optic.
Yeah, Optic too. Yeah,
Oh,
the Warriors did not have that team. They had Sports for Life as their starting goalie for the
okay,
most part.
okay. That's the 3rd super team, and I think there's only 1 more super team left.
Brass. This is the definition of a mid team. They just never did shit. You know, they were fine, but they never did anything. Cyclones, either terrible or delete. I mean, they won like 2 games. Yeah. Okay, this next team can go down there too with them. I mean, we don't even need to go into that team. The Florida First Bloods, I feel like terrible is the right spot for them. Them and the Brass were good rivals for 1 season, but they didn't come back after that. The Blaze, hot take, I'd say average here. This team had one of the most underrated final runs ever, and it's sort of the same thing with the Freedom. They were underdogs in every series, taking down the Blaze. Or they are the Blaze. I'm
Say the
stupid,
same
bro.
thing
Okay,
about the Schooners
okay.
though.
Well, yeah, that's why you guys are in great. They're in average.
Oh, true.
Goofball. All right. Anyway, yeah, they beat the Bulldogs. Then they beat the Scouts or Vikings. One of them. I think it was the Vikings. And then they went on to the finals to kind of get spanked, by the Kingsmen. But still, very underrated run. Icehounds, either delete or terrible. They did make the playoffs, but they got raped in the playoffs. So yeah, agreed. Panthers, they just missed out by 1 point under the Icehounds. Funny enough, but I
Terrible.
don't. Yeah, I agree. Terrible. I feel like they're just above delete. Um. Okay, this team can go right in delete though. God damn, this team was horrible. What was their record? Let's have a look.
Bro, wait, why is this the third logo we've seen? It's the same thing.
What?
Who
What
made this
logo?
team? The one up next. There's 3 of them.
Oh, well, yeah, so they're all different teams. This one was under a
Oh,
completely different owner. This was Big Take Nick's team, and they made the playoffs in season 3, where they did lose in 7 games in the first round to the team up next after them. So I feel like terrible or mid. I feel like mid's a good spot for them though.
they're going mid, then this team's gotta go
This team's got to go
probably
average then probably,
Yeah.
because they did beat them and put up an all right fight to the Shrooms. Not really, but you know. Florida Hounds probably terrible. I think they might have made playoffs or maybe just missed. I can't remember. Never mind. They did barely make playoffs, but they got doused in the first round. So yeah, terrible. Calgary Comets, mid. They're the definition of mid. They just never did anything. They're notorious for choking a 3-1 series lead to the Sunshine. Serpents, finals run, President's Trophy in like one of their 2 seasons of existence. I feel like average or great.
Average.
They win? Did they win?
No, they lost in 7.
Alright,
So
then they
average.
gotta go average.
Landon must like the Serpents, eh?
If they never won a cup, they can't be great.
They can't be in the great column with 3 teams that won a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunshine probably mid as well. They were just a little bit better than the Comets. Surge.
Pretty good. I would say average.
Yeah, I
None.
can agree with that. They
In
did
terms of
barely miss
players.
playoffs
In terms of players.
in one of their
It
2
was a
seasons.
kinda
Their
stacked team,
first season, they
and they
couldn't.
sold.
Yeah, their
I don't
first year,
know.
you
I guess
can't
average.
blame them for not making playoffs because they started off like 0-6 or something because the Oranges and Schooners also started that year as a team and then they flip flopped around. So Earthquakes, this is
Super team.
self-explanatory. Get them up in super team. Probably the
Yeah,
best team to
fourth
ever
super.
do it, if I'm honest. I mean, just a ridiculous team. Undefeated through the regular season, only lost twice in the playoffs. Tigers, probably terrible or delete. They'd miss playoffs, so probably, yeah, I guess terrible. Whalers, another cup winning team, but I don't think it was quite a super team, so I am totally cool with great for this.
Yeah.
The Gold Miners, probably terrible. They weren't quite as bad as most of the teams in delete. Shrimpies, what to do with the Shrimpies?
Mid.
I mean, 3 seasons of existence. They did make playoffs in all of them. Made at least the semis in all of them, actually, I believe. So yeah, I feel like mid or average is perfect spot for them. Hurricanes, I feel like this team goes in
I
great.
think they
Best-
should go in
best-
average, but they won a cup, so I
n-
think they go
no,
great.
bro. Average. Are you serious?
Yeah, average.
Bro,
Makes
we
the most
literally
sense.
made the best run in fucking history.
Yeah, I just wouldn't call them a super team because on paper they just don't compare to the rest of those teams up there.
No.
And I don't know why they're
I'd
an average. They're
say
not supposed
mid.
to be an average. There you go.
Yeah, great.
And then Trojans,
I'd
they're
say
mid. We don't
Terrible.
know what to expect from them.
Terrible. The fuck?
Delete them
Fine,
honestly.
mid.
Wait,
Mid
no,
is
they're on
fine.
the same. Oh no, they're at the same level. We put Spirit at mid, so
We
Yeah,
put-
that'd
Trojans
be
might
up
be
there.
there.
We put stars at terrible, which makes
Yeah, but they
Sense. Okay, so I feel like there's a couple changes I would maybe make to this in hindsight. Actually, would I?
move the surge down.
Ooh, really?
Wait.
Yes.
No, don't.
Serpents up to great? I don't hate it.
In my opinion, Trojans down. They haven't showed us crap yet. What do you mean, bro?
The Spirit!
Wow.
That's it!
The 7th best team in the league.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Rock owns it. Rock owns good teams.
Yeah, think about it, dude. All of Rockwad's teams are all in the same tier in mid. I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, he hasn't won or except for the Warriors. The Warriors are his lone like.
Oh, every team I've played on is average or above. I'm just noticing that.
That does not mean you were.
Yes.
That does in fact not mean that you were the reason that.
Yes, it's
No, it doesn't.
Nighthawks, Freedom, Venom, Schooners. Look at that.
Okay. Petition
Venom's
to
good, but,
petition
like,
to petition to
Venom
delete
Blue.
the veterans.
Yeah, I hate the veterans. Worst logo ever.
Can we delete them, please? That logo is so shit.
I don't know.
I know
I think,
y'all use the army logo.
I think like if there's a middle of mid and average, it would be the Venom.
Bro,
Mhm. I put the Spartans in that tier as well, and probably like the Vikings and
no,
young
I'd say
Americans too.
oh,
Shrimpies
Spartan.
as well.
Yeah.
I honestly would possibly argue to have the Shrimpies one higher at average. I mean, they were never, or wait, no, they were one time
I don't
a first
honestly
round.
argue to move. I don't even know what that team is. The Highlanders down to like terrible. Personally, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're average. Yeah, I personally say they should drop a few spots. Yeah.
Okay, but I feel like if we're gonna drop them down, we should swap the Young Americans up.
Oh, I'm just kidding. All right.
Meh. I really like the top 3 tiers. I feel like those 3 are just really good. I feel like there's not really much to argue about. Obviously, all the cup teams and super team are great. In terms of like the actual roster, I feel like, Shrooms, Earthquakes, Crabs, probably the top 3. Then probably, yeah, I don't know. I like this though. Are we satisfied? I think I'm good with this list. Maybe we make a new tier for the Wolfpack and Moose, just called Kabufi's teams. But yeah. Okay, the MF on the end was not necessary. Bro was struggling to find the Moose there for a sec. All right, I'm good with that. I think that's a perfect tier list, if
Yeah.
I'm honest. Oh my, bro has beef with the Nighthawks.
Honestly, delete
All right,
Badgers.
that's it. No, we're done. We're done here. No, don't even think about it. Get them out of there.
No.
Get them out
bro.
of here. Oh, not yet. Relax.
Not yet.
Okay.
He knows
I don't
it's
care.
coming.
All right. I think that'll be it from us. I'm not sure what Lanion's really doing with the tier list at this point. He's just putting teams where he wants.
Venom Blue. Blue the biggest shit ever, bro. If anything, they should delete that shit.
All right. No, we're done. Get out of here.
Venom had one of the most stacked teams on
We're
paper and still lost.
In the
Not
stream.
really.
What do you
It's
mean
just
not really?
it's just
Yeah.